Coming up next on Valley News Live at 10, Valley veterans who served in Afghanistan are getting help coping with the fallout as conditions show no sign of improving.
Why 2 dogs are being hailed as heroes tonight in West Fargo.
Plus, we revisit 2 close friends as one of them celebrates her 100th birthday. Valley News Live at 10 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 10.
To those who carried out this attack, as well as anyone who wishes America harm, know this: we will not forgive. We will not forget. We will hunt you down and make you pay.
That's President Biden yesterday promising retaliation, and we have breaking news at this hour. It appears it's begun. The U.S. has retaliated against ISIS with a drone strike in Afghanistan.
NBC News is reporting that U.S. military forces conducted what they call an over-the-horizon counterterrorism operation today against an ISIS-K planner. A U.S. Central Command spokesperson says initial indications are, quote, that we killed the target and we know of no civilian casualties. The operation was in retaliation for the deadly Kabul airport attack, which killed at least 13 American service members and more than 110 Afghans.
NBC also reporting the target of tonight's drone strike was an ISIS-K fighter thought to be involved in the planning of future attacks. They say he was riding in a vehicle in the time of the strike in an isolated area, and munitions were selected for precision in order to minimize any civilian casualties.
Now, we're also learning tonight that more than 4,000 people were evacuated from Kabul today, according to the White House. The evacuations were carried out by 12 U.S. military flights that evacuated about 2,100 people and 29 coalition flights that evacuated about 2,100 people. We're told roughly 7,500 people were evacuated during the same 12-hour time period yesterday.
Now, as efforts continue to find out who exactly was responsible for yesterday's bombings at the airport, we're still trying to come to grips with the loss of 13 U.S. service members and the injuring of 18 more. Tensions are mounting over the losses and the struggles to get the remaining soldiers out safely.
Organizations like North Dakota Cares are trying to help those who have served and those who are still serving the country. Valley News Live's Aaron Walling has the story.
While tension runs high in the Middle East, members of the military and veterans back home are feeling the emotional weight of it all.
Really like to ask the general public, where if you know a veteran or a service member that you can get in touch with, that check in on them, see how they're doing.
Thursday in Kabul, 13 U.S. service members died after an attack on the airport. For military members who have served in Afghanistan, Panos and her staff want them to remember that they're not alone in this fight.
If you are struggling, that you do not have to go it alone. If you're a currently active service member, talk to your chaplain, talk to your chain of command.
Panos pointed out that mental and behavioral health has become a more and more pressing matter in all of the military branches, trying to get help to those that have served this country.
It is a good thing that people are starting to want to get some help. And I know that the military has had this in the forefront for the last few years. And so they're going to be the first ones to reach out to their own soldiers and say, if you need to talk to somebody, we're here for you.
Panos says that there is a lot of resources available for those impacted by what's happening in Afghanistan.
Listen intently and understand where they're coming from with absolutely no judgments, and assess what it is that you think that they need and help them right then and there.
In Fargo, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
Now, for more information on resources available, visit our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. Take a look at this tonight at Cowboy Jack's Bar in Fargo. 13 beers were set out on a table, they say, in honor of our 13 fallen service members. They write on Facebook, "We salute you, we thank you for your service, and we honor your commitment to our country."
You might have heard the thunder earlier this afternoon as more rain came down for much of the area. It's a welcome sight after the dry summer we've had, and there might be more rain and thunder tomorrow. Nathan is here with the first look at tomorrow's first alert weather day. Nathan?
Yeah, thanks, Stacy. One of those things we saw there on that Devil's Lake Home Economy Skycam, still some puddles in the parking lot there, so that's good news. We saw some soaking showers make their way through, but for tomorrow, a first alert weather day, watching for the potential of some strong to severe storms on our Saturday. Right now, satellite and radar is mainly quiet. We did have some stronger storms out in western North Dakota. Those have really fizzled out as they've moved toward the Red River Valley, but can't rule out some spotty showers overnight from these two clusters of moisture. But by and large, I expect things to remain quiet for us overnight. Now for tomorrow, here's what we're watching. That deep green you see there, that's that marginal risk of severe weather. That includes Fargo and then points down toward the south and east of Fargo into Lakes Country. Large hail, high wind, the primary concern. Localized flooding, though, can't be ruled out, especially if some of these storms train or follow after one another with this particular setup. Notice if you're heading down toward Minneapolis or St. Cloud, an enhanced risk of severe weather for those folks in southern Minnesota. So keep that in mind also, that you're more likely to encounter some inclement weather heading down toward Minneapolis. But of course, Stacy, Tom, coming up in a few minutes, I'll break down the hour by hour and get a look ahead to the rest of the weekend.
All right. Thanks, Nathan.
New at 10 tonight, take a look at these two dogs credited for stopping an intruder today at a home in West Fargo. The homeowner says a stranger opened his front door without knocking and tried to enter the house, but his two dogs started barking and the man took off. That happened in the Rivers Bend neighborhood around 4 o'clock this afternoon. The homeowner is warning you to check your doors, lock your doors, and close your garage.
Now to a story that's garnering a lot of attention on our website and Facebook page. The Moorhead School District released what it plans to do when people violate the school's mask mandate. Employees who refuse to comply are subject to discipline up to and including termination. Visitors without a mask will not be granted access to school district facilities. Students who continually refuse to comply may wind up discussing with the district alternative education settings. The district is also making suggestions like having students write a paper on the benefits of cloth masks. That's explained on the longer story we've placed on our website, valleynewslive.com. We encourage you to join the conversation on our Facebook page.
And we're told Fargo schools have a plan to get students back on track. Earlier this week, the school board addressed a lag in academic performance as a result of the learning loss which happened during the pandemic. District leaders say federal dollars distributed to the district have given the school the resources needed to help get Fargo students back on track. Now, some strategies the district has already put in place, hiring 23 licensed teachers to provide additional intervention and resources for students of all ages.
So trying to provide both that really intensive intervention in some of those small groups or larger groups, and some of that just-in-time intervention that's needed for students across our system.
Now, he also says some of the federal dollars will go to hiring social workers to support students' social and emotional well-being.
As North Dakota students return to school, they're being encouraged to update their computer security. The State Information Technology Department calls it Click OK to secure your day. The agency is providing schools with free cybersecurity software for student devices. Governor Burgum and state student cabinet members put out an instructional video.
We have a lot of information that's exchanged between students or families and the school, and kind of protects all that information, keeps it safe.
This security program communicates with schools and state leaders, alerting them of new threats and infected devices.
Still ahead tonight, a 2-year-old and a 100-year-old who formed a friendship across a backyard fence. They celebrate a major milestone.
Clouds and showers kept our temperatures up toward the north, only warming up into the lower 60s for those high temperatures. 76 in Fargo, that high, 80s off toward the south. We've got a system we're tracking for tomorrow and a first alert weather day. We'll have your full forecast next.